So I wanted to make it so you could study the things that you really needed improvement on. So for that reason, I'm going to have some videos for Chapter 7 so you can focus on the concepts that you feel shaky on. In Chapter 7, we talked about exponential and logarithmic functions. The first thing we did is we talked about graphing exponential functions. And we talked about exponential growth and exponential decay. Here I have a problem, graph g of x equals -4 to the x power. So let's see what this looks like. I know I'm going to need a coordinate system. Okay. And then I'm going to need to kind of figure out, well, what exactly does this function look like? So I'm going to plug in some values for x, and I'm going to plot those points, and I'm going to see what this function looks like. So I'm going to plug in 0, and then I'll do 2 above and 2 below. Okay. So my function is -4 to the x power, so I'm going to start with -4 squared. Well, the negative's out front, and so I'm going to have a negative out front, and then 4 squared is 16. -4 to the first power, well, that's just -4. -4 to the 0 power, anything to the 0 power is just 1, so that's going to be -1. -4 to the -1 power. Well, I don't know if you remember, but let's do a little side work here. If I have -4 to the -1 power, I can make this exponent positive if I bring it the 4 down into the denominator. So it would look like this. There's a negative up front. Okay. 1 over 4 to the first power is just going to be 1 over 4. And of course our answer is negative. So I get -1/4. When I can do the same thing with -4 to the -2 power. -4 to the -2 power. If I want to make that exponent positive, I can bring the 4 with its exponent into the denominator. I get -1 over 4 squared, which is just -1 over 16. Okay, so now I have some points that I can plot. 2, -16. It's probably going to be off the grid. I'm not going to worry about it. 1, -4. About there? Oops, a little too high. There we go. 0, -1. -1, -1/4. About there. -2, -1/16. Oops. Getting close to 0, but not actually crossing the x-axis. So let's draw this. Okay, so I have kind of an upside down L shape. It looks like exponential decay, getting close to the x-axis, but not actually crossing it.